What's up, guys? It's Apollo here. Hope you guys are doing well. And we've got some more naval action, but this time it's going to be even better because Jackiefish is joining me.
Yo, what's up? I'm super pumped for this battle because last time we did a 2v2 and that was pretty epic, but we're going one step further. We're playing a 3v3 today, which should be awesome.
3 versus 3. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. Like, tactics-wise, there's going to be a lot of maneuvering and things you have to look out for. But the battle's already underway, so do you want to go ahead and just look at, real quick, like, some of the fleets here?
Yeah, sure. I'll quickly just run through a few notable ships in my navy. There's a few, because we did try and go with lower funds this time, so not everyone could just spam out the huge 122 gun ships. And that also helps to balance out a few of the smaller navies, like Sweden, I think, who you're playing only has like 80 gun ships. So that way...
Not even.
Yeah, not even. So that way it's a little bit more even for you guys. But yeah, my notable ships, I have the HMS Victory, 106 gun ship, obviously leading my fleet forward. And then I also have another 106 gun first rate ship, the HMS Queen. And the rest of my line, I think, is just made up of smaller, 74 gun ships, third rates. And I also have a few other 64 gun ships. That's pretty much my navy.
Yeah, cool. So my navy, like we said, I think the largest ship, I've got a 74 gun ship of the line. The good thing though is that they're really cheap, so I could really spam a lot of these 74 gun ships. Now I don't know how to pronounce any of these names, so I'm not going to try. But yeah, that's basically my navy, just ship of the line. I think I've got maybe like a really small way at the end. I've got like a 50 gun ship of the line. So yeah, so let's I guess we'll move on to Spain, who's going to be fighting with us.
He is a bit of a monster ship.
Yeah, he's got a tiny force, and this is a very famous ship. This is let's see where, here it is. It's the Santissima Trinidad.
Nice, you nailed it.
I nailed it. It's got 140 guns, but you see that hovering over it? It says 139 out of 140. They lost a gun somehow.
Maybe it's still sleeping in deck.
Yeah, like, wake up! But yeah, pretty cool. It's a monster of a ship, so we get to see that in action. Yeah. And then you want to check out the Ottomans?
Yeah, we should do that really quickly because I think your navy's starting to turn. So if you just quickly look through all the last 3 armies.
Yeah, so just like a lot of ship of the lines, really. Ottomans, not really known for their navy. We'll move on to the center, which is Portugal. Again, we saw Portugal in my first battle, but again, similar to Sweden, their largest ship has about 84 guns, but they've got a good mix of 74 guns. And then we have France. France has one gun that I think their ship name is Glorious or something. It's a 122 gun ship line. They've got a lot of just monster ships of about 74 guns and another ship with 122 guns. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be a brutal battle.
Yeah, it's going to become a clusterfuck for sure when all these ships collide, because everyone's going to be trying to use the wind to their advantage, so people are going to be trying to go in the same direction. But on my side, I am definitely outgunned at the moment. I think France have 2 122 gun ships, and I only have 2 106 gun ships. So I'm going to need support from you, and I'm going to need maybe to use my maneuverability and my longer range cannons to my advantage.
Yeah, see, that's one thing I've learned. I was going to bring that up. Like, what do you think if you're outgunned? You should probably keep your distance, you know. Obviously, you don't want to get so close. But that's one thing that I have a hard time understanding. I'm a very aggressive player, and you'll see what I do here, but... Yeah, I'm about to, I am turning right now. I think I'm about to open fire on the Portuguese.
Yeah, this was kind of our strategy, wasn't it? It was to you to turn into the wind. I was planning on kind of following you in, but then I decided just to move around the left flank. So I was just trying and segregate the French, and then you and the Spanish just team up on the Portuguese and the opposite. Yeah, nice first broadside off on the enemy ship.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was really good. You can see Portugal's sails are still going forward. France is actually going against the wind. I think that's, as soon as you saw that, you're like, all right, he's going against the wind. I'm going to also go against the wind a little bit and try to go around on his right side and then kind of curve towards the east.
Yeah,
So that's
my plan here was, well, France is actually going into the winds now, turning in and getting some early shots, and I'm actually going a little bit away from the wind, going northwestwards.
That's right.
So I think my plan here, originally I was going to try and come in and cut in between Portugal and the French, but then I decided, as I just take a pretty dangerous hit there for the HMS Victory, not liking that one bit. I decided that because he was turning into the wind, I was going to try and go round the back of him so I could get loads of rear shots and he wouldn't be able to shoot me because he'd be too busy going eastwards. So that was kind of my plan, was to go round the back, you know, go kind of west northwards and then hit him in the back before he could turn.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why I said he was going against the wind. He's going with the wind. But over on my side, I've got this nice line of ships. This is where the point where I was getting a little concerned because I was hoping Spain would be kind of protecting my flank, but you can see his fleet is a little bit far behind. So I think at this point I'm like, okay, well, I've got Portugal in a pretty good spot. He's really clumped up. His ships are looking, they're not, you know, lined up broadside. So I'm just gonna kind of hold right here and let Spain catch up to me, because if I just keep going through that center, the Ottomans would chew up my other flank. So yeah, at this point I'm just stopping all ships, putting down the anchor, and just gonna hold or continue to fire.
I mean, at the moment, you're currently in an Ottoman-Portuguese sandwich. You can see the Ottoman ships actually shooting at you. Luckily, they're at a decent range, but that's painful.
Yeah, ooh, yeah. There's a fire. It looks like a fire starting on the lead ship.
But I mean, the good thing is you've got a really long line, so it's okay for you to be taking damage like this, because sooner rather than later, your ships will be out of their range, and it'll be the second ship taking a pounding, and then the third ship taking a pounding. So you're spreading the damage out really nicely by doing this and having a really long line. It's not just one ship, you know, getting destroyed. You know, soon you'll be, you know, the ships down the line will be taking the damage instead of your front ships, giving them a bit of a break.
You also have your two. You've got resistance and
HMS Resistance, yeah, and the HMS Vengeance.
Oh, Her Majesty.
Yeah, of
ship.
course, yeah.
I apologize.
I wanted.
No, but yeah.
Sorry, you go. I was just going to say, I wanted to try and, you know, maybe draw off a few French ships, because you can see on the far left, my ship line is now opening up on a few of the one of the smaller French ships and a bigger ship. I wanted to kind of segregate them as much as possible and then use it. Oh my God, my HMS Victory is destroying this brig at such close range.
Oh, yeah. What was he thinking with that?
I don't know. I think he wanted to try and slow me up so that his 122 gun could hurt me. Again, this is just another reason why they're having this kind of maneuverability of me moving around the back now is really paying off, because I'm going a lot faster than his ships, and whenever he shoots with that 122 gun ship, it's on a different one of my ships. So it's not the same ship just getting hit over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, you're doing a good job of keeping your distance, and I think that's going to pay off in a much later stage. Like, once you, like, maneuver and get into a really good position, like, you're going to be all, like, on top of them, essentially. You're gonna
and
be
going into the wind as well, whereas they're having to turn either south or northwards because, you know, they're getting clustered in. And you can already see the cluster starting to happen between you, the Spanish, the Portuguese, and the Ottomans. Oh, God.
I'm just glad Spain finally showed up. But yeah,
Spain definitely could have gone a bit more eastwards. They could have easily have popped in here. They're kind of like cutting you off now. The Portuguese has done a good job of actually slowing your line up as well, because where can you really go now?
He stopped my line. It wasn't like I was really going anywhere, but he is using his 24-gun frigates to kind of blockade. But I don't know how long these frigates are going to last once the Spanish show up with their big ships.
Yeah, for sure. And something you could have done here, which I didn't even think of during the battle as well, is just board the brigs and just slaughter them that way. I imagine that could be a really good way just to clear them out your path. But I think they're still doing a great job. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it is, though. It could just be... Oh my God, the Spanish ship is just hitting it out the way.
He rammed it.
Yeah, literally. Man. And this is... If it... Oh, shit, it's shooting.
Oh man, point blank. This is what I mean. That's just like, that's one thing I love about this is like you see two ships and they just slowly, like, it's so peaceful. These two ships get lined up, and then boom, out of nowhere these cannons are just exploding in their face. It's It's fantastic.
Yeah, the Ottomans are really starting to pour on because surprisingly, the Ottomans actually have 120 gun ships, so...
Yeah, the Ottomans are kind of doing a questionable maneuver here. They're going exactly like against the wind. And I think what the Ottomans could have done is really spread out and kind of do what you're doing, but on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, if he would do that though, he would be going against the wind.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah,
I guess he could have gone. He could have gone eastwards, northwards, and then come in and kind of met me westwards. Because that way, you're never going against the wind. You've got that maneuverability. Your ships aren't just dead in the water. 'Cause at the moment, the Spanish can just open up on the Ottoman fleet right now and just hit all these ships as they're slowly moving forward, and they're all pointed forward as well. They're not going to be able to get all their guns to bear whatsoever. They're shooting one or two guns at a time. Oh my god, this naval battle, just looking at it from one of the sides is insane.
It's so cool. Napoleon does a pretty good job of recreating, especially with the DarthMod.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of slows everything down. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because all the smoke and the sound effects and stuff. But yeah, we were just talking about how so much. Oh wait, hold that thought. We've got some breaking news.
Wow.
I don't know how that happened.
Rogue cannonball, maybe a sniper on top one of the Spanish or Swedish decks got him like they did Wellington.
Yeah, or Nelson.
Wellington, Nelson, yeah, obviously.
He's the Wellington of the sea.
Every triggered naval fan now is just typing, how could you do that?
Don't worry, I'm here to correct you, it's alright.
Yeah, thank God, if I would have left that in.
People.
Yeah, if I would have left that in without you correcting me, the comment section would have been bad.
Oh man, you would have been, especially being British, I mean.
Yeah, it's because I was watching Sharp yesterday, that's my excuse.
Okay. That's something I still need to watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're making your way through Hornblower right now, aren't you? So.
Yes, Hornblower. If you guys haven't heard of that, it's really good. Like, the story is pretty solid, but I just really like the authenticity, like the, authentic ships and uniforms. And
yeah. I mean, it's exactly, if you've seen Sharp, it's like Sharp, but in the Navy. And if you've seen Hornblower and you haven't seen Sharp, it's like Hornblower, but on land. It's a really two good series. They don't make series like that anymore, unfortunately. Because they're all on YouTube. You can all find them on YouTube as well, can't you?
Yeah, they're all on YouTube, so you can watch them all. It's like a movie TV series.
Yeah, which is awesome.
But anyways, yeah, my fleet is kind of really taking some heavy damage. I think it was kind of a mistake for me to be so stationary. I was a little sloppy about it, and now my ships are kind of just clumped up, just kind of holding really for being a diversion for your fleet, which is making its way with the wind. This is going to be huge once you show up. It's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, for sure. You can see what I'm doing with my third rates here. They've taken a pounding from duking out with the French 122 gun ships. So I'm bringing these guys across and getting them behind my main line so they can repair. And then I'm going to be pushing in the HMS Victory to kind of take their place a little bit and then start helping out. But I mean, you sent a few Swedish ships over there to kind of take a bit of the pounding. And again, I'm just trying to stay out of the fight using my long range ships to just trying to pick away, do some damage to the French ships before I decide to move into more close range. Because this way I can kind of still do anything I want to do, and I can kind of take advantage of all these ships who are now clumping up. Because if we look in the main center between you, Portugal, and the Ottomans and Spain, it's just a cluster right now of just ships just going toe to toe.
Right in the heart of this battle is the San Trinidad, just going ham.
That's awesome.
He's actually fighting the Portuguese admiral. So the admirals are fighting each other, but of course the San Trinidad is in a much better position, firing from the broadside. So what is that? He's got 126 guns. So it's about 60 guns on one side, opening up on San Marcos?
Yeah, San Marcos, whereas the Portuguese ship only has 73 guns on both sides, so that's only what, like 37 ships roughly? 37 guns, sorry.
Ships, guns.
They're all the same, so yeah, they're definitely outmatched right now. And they're also shooting both sides though, which is so good because they're shooting the Ottoman fleet coming in and they're shooting the Portuguese fleet, and you can see you can also
look
see
at the smoke.
Yeah, I know, it's so cool in the center. You can also see the rest of the Spanish fleet now has made it round the outside, and they're now hitting the rest of the Ottoman fleet. So the Ottoman fleet is struggling right now.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good move from Spain. He's doing an excellent job of just kind of holding the center with the San Trinidad and, you know, flanking around with the smaller ships. It's exactly what you need to do. On my end, unfortunately, my fleet is soon to be crushed. Yeah, I've got ships surrendering. I'm really, again, just at this point, just trying to do as much damage as possible and just delaying them for Jackiefish to come in and just clean up this mess, this graveyard of ships.
Yeah, you can see the HMS Victory is starting to turn now, join the fight. That the French 122 gun ship, which is a little bit just stuck in the wind right now, slowly starting to turn, is now getting opened up on the rest of my line as it just comes flying in. Like just hitting it. Every ship is getting its volley off, reloading, moving on to the next one, and then the next ship kind of follows suit in this line. I've also got my brigs back here actually repairing because they took a pounding. And I really like in Napoleon how the ships actually get like planks stuck on them to try and shore up the ship when you repair it. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I like that. I love that mechanic. I think that's awesome. Like, again, we kind of got distracted, but we were talking about the Napoleon Total War does a pretty good job of showing these battles, but there's a lot of opportunity that they really missed out on, like potential of just having like coastal battles and having like a lot of different like maps, because right now there's only like 3 maps and they're all open water. There's no like rocks in the middle, which would have made things interesting.
Yeah, I don't think there's even any mods which add in more maps, which is a real shame, because it'd be so cool.
Like, I don't know if they can even do that, you know, like add land to it and stuff.
Yeah, because it'd be so cool if we actually did, you know, had like, because in Shogun 2 you can have coastal battles with, you know, with naval batteries on, you know, on the hilltops and stuff like that, shooting into the battle itself.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously that's not possible in Napoleon, but if it was, it'd be really, really cool. And unfortunately as well, I don't think that naval battles are probably going to make a return, like, too much as well, because I just don't think enough people played them in previous games, so they're just going to maybe ignore them in future historical Total Wars, which I don't know if that's... I don't know, because if they do like a Victorian time period now, you kind of have to have naval combat, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a major part of modern combat, you know, like...
Yeah.
The world is smaller at that point because of the technology.
But then again, I guess if you go for a more, I don't know, like an earlier period where ships maybe weren't so important, I guess maybe then they might decide not to bother. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I really hope they do naval battles a good kind of solid in the next big historical Total War, whatever it may be. I really hope they do, because this is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. It is. At least we have this. You know?
Yeah, at least we have this.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, I'm still holding on in the center, I think really thanks to the Spanish. The French are starting to kind of trail you. They're going to be pushing to the center with the wind. So I think once the French show up, it's going to make it very difficult for my fleet. Portugal kind of has me surrounded, which is not good, but it's just a mess. It's really hard to tell, especially Portugal and Spain look very similar. They're faction icon.
Oh, yeah, really similar.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell, like, what's going on. But yeah, I mean, it's looking good because you got some fresh ships ready for some close combat.
So I'm going to be moving in, and this is kind of a mistake I made. This kind of screws me up really badly, because my original plan here was to go northwards, because I was originally going to go eastwards, southwards, and cut in and just shoot them, and then kind of turn back into the wind. So kind of go down the Spanish line and then go eastwards and then northwards again and then come back westwards. But because these Spanish ships get in my way, it completely ruins the maneuver I wanted to make. So I end up going northwards and then trying to turn back southwards, and I kind of just get screwed here, like really badly, and I make a pretty bad maneuver. Luckily the battle is kind of going in our favor right now, so it doesn't really hurt us too much. But yeah, you're going to see my ships kind of make a pretty big mistake just because of all this massive cluster of our allies kind of getting in the way.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but it is something, you know, like you said, nobody's like naval battles are not super popular, so we'll get a lot of players who like, this is my first time doing a naval battle. It's like,
yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
No, but there's gonna be like, you know, the players are learning. There's like naval battles. It's a lot different compared to land battles, obviously, where it's more about positioning and less about like how fast you can micro.
Yeah, for sure. The strategy, like, if you send your ships on a way, they're going to be like carrying out that order for a long, long time. So you have to hope that if you plan on doing something, you see it through. You can't just sit there and you know, be like, oh crap, I want to change direction. You know, it's going to take you a while to do it, and the enemy can really exploit that if you're not careful.
So you really got to try to predict what your opponent's going to do and try to like be one step ahead of them, kind of like chess, basically. But yeah, there's your line starting to turn a little too sharp there, which is a little unfortunate because it's really going to delay.
Yeah, you can see the Spanish ships about to come in here and just completely cut off the HMS Shannon. Yeah,
HMS Shannon. She's opening up on the Admiral though, which is good, and I think the entire line will have an opportunity to exchange some words with that Admiral ship.
The French are finally starting to make their way back into the battle as well with a few of their ships. They actually have their Admiral going against the wind, duking out a few of my brigs. So hopefully my third rates, hopefully they can kind of make their way round the side and outmaneuver her. They also have their other gun, their other 122 gun ship of the line. You can see how damaged it was from my initial line and how undamaged my ships were from it. Yeah, there you go. You can see my line just getting completely ruined. And this was partially my fault, but also partially the game's fault, because it's easier to control naval battles with groups, and this navy is currently in the group. So when this Spanish ship cut off my English ship, it just ruined its maneuverability and ruined the way the group worked, and it just ruined the pathfinding. And I said ruined like 6 times there. It really did.
Well, because you're just like stressing that it really ruined your day.
Yeah.
Good hit on the Portuguese general. Or Admiral, oh my god. Yeah. But yeah, you can see he's breaking now, which is huge. That's going to be a huge game changer because Portugal is still fairly strong, but with the death or the surrender of his Admiral, it's definitely going to weaken his morale. And it's really going to come down to the French to be able to win this one. I think for my army, I'm really the strongest is my Admiral because I've been keeping him back in reserve. And I don't know if you've watched or noticed this, but if you're just controlling your ships and you're going through all the surrendered ships, the AI just opens fire on them. Like,
oh really? I did not notice that.
Yeah, like if you have fire on will, they're just like, oh, surrendered ship, boom.
Oh,
it's like,
damn.
why waste your ammo?
No mercy whatsoever.
No, brutal. But yeah, I mean, I think Spain is also pretty banged up too.
Yeah, I think a few of their ships. They have a few pretty healthy ships though left remaining. That they have by your Admiral, they have a 106 gun ship which is about to come up alongside the 74 San Jose Portuguese ship.
One of our ships destroyed on the fight.
And you know, I've got a couple ships here and there. I've got this 74 gun now down to 13 guns on the ship.
Oh my god, that thing is like non-existent now.
A bunch of heroes holding the line, I guess. I think I'm going after. Yeah, I'm firing at their French Admiral.
Yeah, I think that was our main plan at this point. But we were also talking about maybe doing some. We were talking about maybe doing some like custom scenario type battles where maybe we have a trade ship that one side has to protect and they have to get to a certain point in the map and the attackers have to try and stop that ship from doing that. You know, we were talking about a bunch of scenarios where maybe we had 3 ships each or we had like 1 full fleet and the other 2 players in a 3v3 have like maybe 2 or 3 ships to kind of go into the battle and try and be more of a maneuverable part of the fleet. There's just a bunch of stuff we were talking about which could kind of turn into really cool videos.
Yeah. So like because the naval stuff doesn't have a lot of cool maps, or really even the rosters are pretty limited. We could just come up with some really cool game modes and just do that. But yeah, I think over here I'm kind of just trying to finish off Portugal. I think they've got 2 solid ships. They've got this 106 gun. It's the 106 ship of the line, and oh wait, no, that's Spain. My bad. They only have 1 solid ship. This just looks so similar.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he's got the Nossa Senhora das. No, it's still at 62 guns. The crew is about half strength, so more than half. My bad. Much more.
Oh
So,
yeah,
yeah,
finally I see it now.
Yeah, you see it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so
Still putting
similar.
up a good fight.
My navy is just a mess. Look at it. I'm trying to sort out this group thing because the group is just not working now because it's so messed up. I'm trying to turn westwards against the wind and then come southwards as fast as I can to try and then cut off the French fleet or the French admiral there. But it's just not working, like, really. The group is really messing up the auto pathing for it. So it's trying to, like, do a really bad turning circle really far away. Yeah, it's just going bad. But I think I then find out that I just need to group my men up, like ungroup them, regroup them, and it sort of sorts out the pathfinding a lot more. But for like the next couple minutes, my navy is just going to be a mess.
Yeah, it's okay because we are like kind of controlling this battle right now. But imagine if this was like a really close battle, and that kind of thing happened. Like that would be so devastating. And that's what we're talking about with positioning. You see how like the improper positioning just completely threw you off, and now you have to try to. It's gonna take forever too.
Yeah, and look how many ships are here. You know, these are big ass ships. You know, we've got 106 gun ships which have only lost a couple cannons on either side. You know, and a few 74 guns again which have only lost like 4 cannons each. Imagine if these were in a battle in a really close engagement. You know, we need these guns to be bearing at the enemy.
Yeah, and like the French are still very strong in the balance of power. It shows us in favor, but if you don't get your ships over there in time and the French can focus down what's over in this blob of graveyard of ships, then they could then move on and focus on to you. I mean, it's a long shot, but it's anything is possible, of course.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, as you were saying, it's just such a cool thing that like strategies have to be thought out, maneuvering has to be thought out, and me doing this, if maybe the Ottomans did a bit better, that could have completely changed the battle. And they could have, the French, the Portuguese, and the Ottomans could have surrounded everyone else, killed you guys, whilst my fleet was doing whatever it was doing, you know, messing up, going against the wind, and you know, like just going the wrong way. And then they could have turned and ganged up on me.
That's true. That's true. The Ottomans did they fell pretty quickly there. I think the Ottomans' downfall was just getting too many 122 gun ships, just like clumping up there a little bit.
Oh yeah, and obviously when we're saying this, we're not like having a go at the player or anything like that. Obviously, as we said, like everyone's new to these battles. No one really plays naval battles at all. So we're just saying like stuff that people could have done better. You know, I could have done a lot of stuff different in this. I don't want to feel like we're harping on that. You know, one player was bad or anything. That's not
don't
the
worry,
case.
I do this all the time. They no. These players suck. No, we're still very new to this naval experience.
Oh yeah,
so
for sure. I
don't want to act like we're like, oh, the Ottomans didn't do the proper naval engagements.
They didn't move exactly 42.6 degrees into the wind. You know, that's definitely not the case.
Yeah, no. But you know, just for like learning purposes, if this is something that you want to get into, you kind of watch the other, mistake. I mean, I made plenty of mistakes. We all made mistakes in this battle.
The admirals for the Spanish.
God, you're garbage.
The Spanish admiral and the French admiral going at it right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and it's actually pretty even.
Yeah, the Saint Trinidad has taken I haven't lost 36 cannons. That's not bad at all.
Oh. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's French for glorious, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna assume, because that's a pretty awesome name for a ship.
Uh-huh. Faux show. So you can see my ships are finally starting to turn. We're against the wind right now, but I'm hopefully with a bit of tacking we'll be able to get back in favor of the wind, go southwards. Because again, at this point, my original plan doesn't matter one bit now, because all the ships have moved to where I thought they were going to move when I made this plan to go in this direction. You know, because my plan was to cut off the French admiral coming round now by doing this. And I think if I would have done it in the way I wanted to do it, it would have happened. But because I was so slow and I messed up doing it, the French admiral is now completely in a different place where I wanted it to be. So I have to now change my plan.
Yeah. And the French admiral, he's not in a good situation right now.
He's trying his best. There's a lot of ships surrendered in that section right there. Oh, they literally went so close together. That was awesome. Did you see that Spanish and French ship there just go side by side?
I think I missed. Oh, over there, yeah.
Yeah, they literally just went like they were touching almost.
They could board each other there.
Yeah, literally. And it's funny, we don't actually see any boarding in this whatsoever.
Yeah, no boarding in this battle. Which, I don't know, like, obviously boarding is very effective, but that's something I need to work on, is just figuring out when I have the winning situation, like when I need to board, when not to board, and like how much of your crew you're gonna lose in boarding.
Yeah, if it's just better to sit out. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how boarding really works in Napoleon DarthMod at all.
Yeah. I think, boarding would be really, if you have like a ship that's like, all right, it's one more, if someone farts on this ship, it's going down. So if you use that ship to board like a healthy ship, you kind of pin it in one place, and then you can use nearby ships to just focus it down. So that could be like one strategy with boarding.
And also when we have these smaller battles, which we are planning on doing with scenarios, if we have like, maybe 2 big ships on one side and 4 smaller ships, maybe the smaller ships just want to demask the bigger ship and surround it, whereas the bigger ships want to try and board the smaller ones and stuff like that. It'd be pretty cool to find out. You can see my my fleet is finally making its way back towards the battle. We'll see the HMS Victory going down that left side, kind of to meet up with your Swedish ship of the line, who's about to open up on the French admiral.
Yeah, my admiral, he's really the only shining ship from my side. He's kind of going against the wind. I think he's gonna try to catch up to the French, but he's way out of position. So look at all those surrendered ships.
Oh, you're shooting chain shot right now at the French
yeah,
admiral.
that's right. That's right. I'm using, because I know the ship's going to go down any second, so what I'm trying to do is slow it down so Jackiefish can catch up to him. And chain shot. Yeah. Yeah.
You're about to get smashed in the rear, though. You're about to get spanked from the admiral. Oh, God. You can already see you're starting to take on a lot of water on that ship.
Yeah, it's starting to sink a bit.
Use the pumps.
Yeah, pump. Patch up those holes, boys. I still have 100 crew, so got more than half.
Yeah, I don't think many people have been
back in it. They're back in it.
Many people have been using grape shot at all.
Yeah, grape shot. That's another thing for close combat. It's a good way of killing the crew. And that's what you want to do in these types of battles. You don't want to destroy the ship, you just want to kill the crew. You
can see hardly any ships have actually been destroyed at all. They've all just surrendered.
Yeah, but that's like, that's realistic there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, the French are kind of forming up a line here. I like that a lot. Just kind of making their last stand. But they're going to pretty much meet your fleets going east. And I think just based on the numbers here and the damage, your ships are very intact.
Yeah,
and
I've just been a long-range asset to the team at the moment. Yeah. And I was out of the fight for so long because of that poor maneuver messing me up, and then I'm taking a pounding, but I'm kind of taking this hit now because I'm not shooting. I'm not worried about getting all my guns to bear as fast as possible. I'm taking a bit of a pounding from the French admiral, but I'm okay with that just to get into a better position to allow my line to then just unload constantly. That's the good thing as well about having this line formation, is that the ships get to focus quite heavily on the same enemy ship as well as they pass it. Whereas I'm obviously, as I've said several times throughout this video, I'm spreading out the damage, whereas all my ships are shooting at the same ship. So it's kind of a really effective way at just outmaneuvering and focusing down a French ship. We've got a few of your Swedish ships as well acting as a bit of a cover for me as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, like, if I was Sweden, I'd be kind of pissed. I'd be like, Royal Navy, the strongest in the world, and we're in the center holding everything down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the British way. Let you whatever it's called. I can't even remember the word. God.
What's
for the British Empire? What are they called?
Commonwealth.
Commonwealth, yeah, of course. Oh my God.
Dude, I think I'm more British than you.
I'm dropping the ball this episode.
You call Nelson Wellington. Can't even remember Commonwealth.
Let the Commonwealth take the pounding whilst the Royal Navy survives.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that's why they're the strongest navy. You're only as good as your crew.
Yeah, we're going to be going toe to toe with the remnants of the French.
Yeah.
It's just literally a matter of time until the rest of my ships kind of join the fight. The Saint Trinidad is shooting in from long range as well, helping out.
Hey, my admiral.
Yeah, as I say, your admiral as well is joining the fight, making his way in.
Shooting from the bow of the ship.
Yeah, the chase guns.
Yeah.
What would be cool on Napoleon as well is if you could decide what cannonballs you have in each side of the gun and on the front guns. Because obviously on the front guns you probably want like chain shot or something like that to, you know, chase down the enemy, but on the broadsides you want, you know, normal cannonball probably. On the back shots maybe you want like grape shot if they get too close. That'd be kind of cool.
It'd be cool to have the hot shot, kind of like how they heat up the cannonball and then fire.
Yeah.
To try to burn the ships. So yeah, it would be cool if they had more options for sure. You know, also Shogun 2 has some really sick naval battles. The Fall of the Samurai.
Yeah, they do.
But I mean, they're not as cool as like Age of Sail. There's just something charming about this time period. But you know, having those like big, powerful battleships in a total war is pretty cool.
Yeah, the ironclads.
Yeah, the ironclads. We should definitely probably visit that game, a couple battles, and do some of those. Yeah,
well, they have a cool coastal battle, you know, engagements where you actually have artillery batteries helping out.
Yeah, yeah.
And if we can find a mod which actually makes it so that the ships last longer, then we can have some really cool battles.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Shogun 2 is a fantastic game.
Fall of the Samurai is, I think, one of the best DLCs they've ever made for a Total War.
Yeah, yeah.
So the advisor just told us that a glorious battle was soon to be ours. The French admiral is very, very low, but he's going down with the ship. He's not routing yet. Look at both the sides of his hull. They're both red. You've got your admiral picking him off. You've got my admiral picking him off.
Oh yeah, mine's finally in range. I'm getting ready for a broadside here, loading up. Let's see. I was a little disappointed that he's wavering there because I just wanted one more go at him.
I mean, I'm sure you still let loose.
I still.
Routing ship.
Just to give him all up for.
How many cannons?
Don't you come back?
You still have a lot of your cannons left as well. So.
My admiral actually, he kind of did what your entire fleet did, just hang around and supported. He actually got a lot of chevrons during this fight, so. But too bad it's not like an ongoing story, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Once we've dealt with tug of war with the Napoleonic stuff, maybe we could always move to naval stuff with more of an ongoing story.
That's true. That would be cool.
If we ever get to the point where we finish that tug of war, which you guys are like, what tug of war are you talking about?
Yeah, it's secret. Yeah. Top secret.
Soonbo TM.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the battle. The French, they've got this 80-gun ship with a line.
Yeah.
I think they've got a tiny that Victory fired upon at HMS Victory, the frigate. Or no, that can't. You destroyed that. Yeah, he's got this tiny frigate. I don't know if that's the design, or are they missing some sails there? Do you see it way over there?
Oh, they also have one by my fleet as well. But yeah, I also do see. I think they are missing. You can tell the sails strength is the white thing at the top, so they're not. That's how many sails they have.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, in case you didn't know, so basically the bottom is showing the gun strength and, you know, right?
Oh, is that the gun strength? Well, I thought that was the whole strength. But you could be right
maybe
as well.
Maybe it's both. I don't know.
I don't know, because if you look at the French, admiral, he has 55 guns left, which is, I guess, more than half on either side, right?
Yeah.
But there is really far down red, so I think that's whole strength on either side.
Okay, yeah, that might be true.
I don't know, because 25 is still like just under half, so it'd be like orange if it was gun strength.
Yeah.
And look how try-hard I am. Even at this point in the game, I got the HMS Victory out of my main group of battle line and went and repaired it because it was a little bit damaged, and just sent the rest of my group,
symbol of the Navy,
the HMS Queen, forward. So that's how try-hard I was being. We also have the Saint Trinidad back here as well, repairing.
Yeah, people. It's kind of cool that the players are worried about their prize ships. But yeah, we're just kind of opening shops here. I mean, really, they should just surrender. Like, this is just...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they
what are
do.
you
I mean, we
proving?
can just end it here if you want, because the battle is, you know,
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
over. So there's nothing else really to see. Let's just see this last volley from the last broadside from the HMS Queen.
HMS Queen.
I really like the FOV stuff as well in Napoleon. It really adds a lot.
Yeah.
Have
Very
I
cinematic.
shot yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, there we go. Ooh, and you're shooting the sails as well with your admiral.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I'm using chain shot again. There he goes. He breaks.
Nice. So then I think it's just the last ship, which sticks around for a little bit longer. So we might as well just end it here then.
Yeah, so yeah, that's gonna conclude. I don't think looking at stats is really that important for naval battles. I don't think we destroyed any ships completely.
No, I think maybe one or two went down, because you can get ships which just explode. And just,
That's true. We didn't. Yeah, if they catch fire.
Yeah, or you hit the ammunition dump.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess we'll end it here. It really came down to, I think, Spain and myself we did a good job of just kind of holding them in place, and then your maneuver around the perimeter of this battle really helped out.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, if you look at the numbers wise, I lost 2 of my small ships, but all my big ships are still alive. Whereas you look at you in Spain, you guys took a hammering this battle at your destruction of, yeah, you can see my 2 small ships, and then that's it for my casualties whatsoever.
Well, the good news is that we didn't lose any ships. We just had to repair them and probably get more crew, but, you know, so it wasn't that costly.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, thanks JackieFishhh for joining me in this battle and being a good ally, leading your country to victory. And yeah, we'll see you next time.